shit, goddamn
Zach.
animal fuck.
Zach. Hey guys, welcome to the league stream. This is the road to season 3. Today we're going to be talking about the introduction to season 3, basically. So the video you see doesn't really have much bearing on what's going on. It's just a highlight from last season while we talk about dead air shit, so you have something to look at. Anyway, so this week is the first Road to Season 3 stream, so it's the introduction to the whole series right before we get into Season 3, and essentially each week we're going to talk about some different topics about the league and showcase something about, the upcoming season. So, this week we have the introduction. So, what is the league? We talk about it all the time. Well, the league is a draft-style Pokemon battling competition that takes place over a period of 15 battle weeks, I think, plus a final or a playoffs. And it ends up actually, like, total season commitment tends to be, like, anywhere from 20 to 25 weeks, depending on, like, what goes on during the season and bye weeks, etc. So this time, we're going into Season 3. So far, we have about 12 yeses. We're shooting for 15 players in Season 3, and we're trying to work on this draft pool. So until we know everything that's coming out, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was dropping about 2 weeks now, we can't finalize our draft pool, but we've been playing around with some things from the pool that we have ready to go already. It's kind of just a draft of the draft. And so this week what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys kind of like an inclination of some team combinations that you might be able to get out of your Season 3 draft. Maybe give you some ideas of what to shoot for, and like, just in general kind of showcase the double battle scenario to, new players who don't know about battling. And today I have Kid Sid, aka Steven, with me, and I have Zach, aka the Dark Horse, commentating today. And Jay is running sick today, so he's not able to commentate. But we got the normal squad.
But hey, you forgot to mention my other label, co-CEO.
Self-declared co-CEO, Zach.
Most of my titles were self-proclaimed, by the way, y'all. Just saying.
Yeah. So this week we were kind of struggling. Like, what do we want to focus the stream on? Because when it's not during the season. Oh, what's up? Yeah, I can hear you.
No, I was saying I think it's a really good idea that you're showcasing these things. Because like you said, sometimes the players aren't really sure what they can and can't do. And just utilizing one abilities, just different ideas, throwing those out. You can pull a lot from the stuff that we're going to kind of go over.
The main reason I actually did this is because I know in my first season, I wish I had something like this, and I noticed some other players kind of suffered this problem in the second season too, where in season 1 I drafted a lot of Pokemon that I just liked, and then I saw some players suffer from that in season 2, and it's like, we want to showcase these teams to get you to think like, okay, I got to think outside the box. I might have never even thought about Shift Tree or something, but look at that.
Your favorite might not be the one for you and whatever team that you're trying to build.
And we kind of wanted to showcase some synergy that is available on the list.
But that doesn't mean you can't pick your favorite and build around it. It's just you got to be very wary of what each Pokemon can do, what their capabilities are, and how far they're going to really take you, as opposed to another Mon who might do the same thing, but just are better at it.
Yeah, and we're just showcasing a couple combinations from the rough draft to Season 3, some teams you might be able to put together, and something you might see and you'd be like, oh, I never thought about that. That's a cool strategy. I might want to use that.
And, like, another thing is, like, don't ever get hung up on a single strategy. Like, if something's been working for you really well for a long time, I can guarantee you your opponents are predicting it. So you got to change it up. Got to try new stuff.
He says that, but he fell to the motor drive and served.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
Yes, one match, Steven. I got you.
I'm gonna say like Ian did to me the other day. You know, I take a lot of losses, so when I get those wins, I make sure they count.
I did say that the other day. That's funny. Yeah, so like Steven's pretty much like out of my group of friends, Steven's like the second best Smash player that I know. Only second to Boots, though. I would say you're a little bit more well-rounded than Jackson, and I'm probably the worst Smash player of the group. So like I don't win the best ofs as often.
Whoa, Steven is second to me.
No, you're not a threat.
I am totally a threat.
I think the only threat that we have from you right now is your voice in the stream chat. That's about it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We do. We all do. We're all aware. We know. But regardless.
Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of showcase some teams that you guys might not have thought of.
What do we got first?
Oh, well, kind of wanted to push that back so you could get to your setup. It's cool.
We can talk about it at least. 'Cause, you know.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about it. So, what you're seeing right now is actually, like I said, it's the last week of Season 2, myself versus Jordan. And you can see these are like our end game teams right here. You know what I mean? Like, this is like our top level stuff that we were bringing. Yeah, this is the level of stuff that we were bringing at the end, you know? Like, so obviously you can't expect to draft a team with this much cohesion, you know what I mean? You gotta be ready to...
They have them built up, you know.
I'm saying you gotta be ready to build it throughout the season.
Yeah. Because like Zach said, you continue using the same thing over and over again, because if you continue using that, somebody's gonna find the holes in your defense, or the hole, you know.
And that's actually funny that you mentioned it, because in this video, the one we're watching, it actually is me. Like, Jordan was doing his fake out shit all the time, and so Bruxious just shut his whole team down.
Yo, me and Ian prepared for Jordan in like the worst way.
No, I did this one on my own.
Well, no, because we theoried on it though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I was definitely like, I think that Dazzling is gonna fuck him over. And then I brought, this was also super clutch. You can't see it yet, but I brought Weatherball Raikou, and he set Drizzle, and I Weatherballed his Arcanine with a water Weatherball.
So clutch.
And then I also Weatherball his Nihilego with a water Weatherball. So I used his weather against him.
Was that a happy accident?
No, that was a plan. I was like, because he had like every weather on his team, so I knew that Weatherball could basically get, like, I would have a weather effect from him. I didn't need to bring mine.
Right.
This match alone made me want Bruxish really bad for Season 3.
Yeah. So that's kind of like end game stuff we're talking. I mean, Nihilego, that's an Ultra Beast. You know what I mean? This was end of the line stuff we're talking about here. But today we just want to show you some simple teams that kind of have some cohesion. So we have for you, I'm gonna say, what was it? It was Rain versus, what was his team? Rain versus Hail. So we have a Rain team and a Hail team fighting each other, and then myself playing against Kid Sid actually is the Sun team versus my Dancer team. And a lot of you were like, oh yeah, I called it, that was a good name for it. I was like, Ian versus Steven, Dancers versus Sunrunners.
Yeah, Sunrunners, that's what it was. Dancers versus the Sunrunners. Which I feel like you could actually probably make that into one cohesive team, to be honest.
Yeah, the Sunrunners was
basically his team last season.
Yep, that's what Ian was telling me when we were playing our matches together.
Yeah, basically this dance squad, and you as a viewer, you might be like, "What do you mean dance squad? Like, what? Everybody dances? Like, yes."
Coming in to stomp the yard.
Yes, dude. So this entire team is all based around dancing and Oricorio's ability dancer. Like, it's all centered around it. And so, like, you see Stevens and the other players that are having this week, their teams are more weather-based and based around, like, combating that. This team can live off of another team's weather support and then dance its way to victory, essentially.
Dance its way to victory.
Oricorio is definitely your season 2 baby for sure.
Yeah, Oricorio, and this is the worst part about it, is like this team that we're looking at right now, like I didn't even think about it until today, like as I was putting it together, because I had originally brought some Pokemon that weren't on the season 3, like Garchomp and I think Honchkrow. I had brought them into the Dancer squad, and it wasn't super cohesive, and like I just didn't, I didn't like get what I wanted out of it, and then I was like, whoa. I have a plan for this now, and I put it together, and it's basically what would have been the best team I could have ever done in season 2, except you probably could replace Heracross with like Scizor, because that Heracross wasn't on the roster in season 2.
And you know, Scizor.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that would have just, and Scizor, honestly, in the Mega environment, would be even better on this team.
Right. And we may see Mega Scizor in Midseason Wire. We'll talk about that later.
Maybe. Yeah, so Scizor is not on the roster yet. So, like, this is a team that's basically centered around, you know, not Scizor. So, we got Steven brought his Sun team, and there was a couple things that he didn't, like, he was testing this out. He hasn't really fully put it together and stuff. So I think that, and that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted... Well, that's what I mean. Like, out of these exhibitions, I know we had some misunderstandings last night about like what was going on with what I wanted out of the exhibitions, because this is the series Road to Season 3. I didn't want to just play random exhibitions, and everyone was like, yeah, you want Season 3 exhibitions? That's fine. I was like, no, I don't necessarily want Season 3 exhibitions, because I don't want you to get player fatigue. I don't want you to spoil your stuff yet. I do want you to make a team out of the roster, but like a basic team, and then you know, have that handicap of like somebody knowing. So Steven knew I was bringing dancers, although he thought I meant rain dance.
Yeah, I did think you thought, but I see exactly to your point why you wanted to do what you did, because it made complete sense whenever like you brought fucking Mega Heracross, and I had already thrown up submission. Is it submission? No, substitute.
Oh, you substitute. Yeah, Heracross is like perfect.
Yeah, so and this kind of shows like, all right, this is kind of Heracross things that it can do. Same thing with like, I think we talked a little bit about, this probably won't go on stream. I mean, it might. The advantages of different abilities using them and what's better used on them.
Yeah, and Heracross actually, Heracross is good for versus substitute users, and he's a great wall breaker.
Yeah, because that pin missile is woo.
Yeah, pin missile's deadly.
The good thing about Heracross is that even if you pick him as your Mega, you don't have to use him as your Mega. You can bring your other Mega and then bring just normal Heracross with like Choice Scarf Guts or like something, you know?
Yeah.
Like just play standard ass cross like how you used to like way back in the day. And he's still a potent threat.
And that's a different style too, because he doesn't have his Mega Form as Skill Link, and when he doesn't have Skill Link, you kind of feel free to kind of change the moves up. You know, like obviously with the ability Skill Link, you want him to have every single possible attack he has that can utilize that or whatever. But when he doesn't have Skill Link, it's like, oh, I'm free to use other types now.
And like, you know, like you think like, oh, he's gonna be some slow, you know, bulky Mega Cross. Nah, and when you got that Choice Scarf close combat, you're like, oh, fuck.
So let's talk a little bit about what that Skill Link actually does, because I continue to hear you mention it, but you know, users out there may not know what Skill Link truly does.
That's true. I got a little bit of pushback on my request yesterday based on like, if players want to learn stuff, they'll learn it themselves. I was like, yeah, but they'll learn it from videos that people post, and that's kind of what we're doing.
Yeah, because I mean, what you can do is go to the YouTube and just mark it. This is what Skill Link does. And, like,
yeah, or not necessarily skill. I could do that, but I would be like, in this video, I'm actually going to cut the videos to where we start them. I'm going to cut the commentary into 2 videos as Sunrunners versus the dancers, right. And then I'm gonna put those on YouTube separately because they're actually really good examples of double synergy.
Yep. But I just kind of wanted to follow up on that because I do think talking about these things a lot of players. Like I said, they're here to learn.
Yeah, Skill Link, right. So Skill Link, Mega or normal Heracross doesn't have it. Mega Heracross does have it, and Cloyster has it, and I think there's some other people that have it. I don't know all of them, but the two biggest users are Cloyster and Mega Heracross. And essentially what it does is moves that hit a certain number of times will always hit the maximum number that they can. So normally a move like Pin Missile has a base power of, I think, 40. Let me check it out. Hang on. And it hits like 2 to 5 times. So like if you only hit, it only has a power of 25. And that's crazy. So if you only hit twice, that's like a base power of 50 damage right there. But if you hit all 5 times, it's a base power of like 150. So Skill Link makes all those moves like always hit 5 times. And another thing that's interesting about that is that moves that have a chance to freeze, or moves that like if he puts up Substitute, Skill Link automatically knocks the Substitute down because I hit the Substitute and then the Pokemon comes back out and takes the rest of the hits.
So at 100,
and
so
then,
it makes this deadly. It makes any of those types of moves deadly.
And he gets stab boost on it.
And also, it also like if you got like an item like King's Rock, its flinch rate applies for every singular hit. So out of 5 times, you have a chance to flinch.
Mm-hmm.
And like
that's fucking crazy, Cloyster. That's Cloyster's such a menace, man.
Maximizing and utilizing your items.
Icicle Spear is ridiculous.
And like another thing is like, if y'all knew me back in season 2, I was really famous for bringing like a team with a fuckload of berries, like increasing HP, you know, getting those huge HP increases. Skill Link Pokemon just destroy berry users because it's just like you just keep smacking them, and it's like the berry didn't even do anything. And they might die anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it increases the HP from the berry before it finishes the move.
And what's interesting specifically about Heracross versus Cloyster as far as Skill Link users, Cloyster has access to like Icicle Spear, which is an ice type stab move that is great for ground, rock, dragon, flying, like all those. And then Heracross has access to Pin Missile, which is great against like Dark and I think Psychic, like a couple other really clutch types. And then he also has access to Rock Blast, which is great against fire and flying and stuff.
Yeah, that's
so he kind of has an answer to like.
Gonna be a threat to look out for.
Yeah, he has an answer to a lot of stuff. And I'll say, like I said, Steven's composition on this team wasn't fully there. I pointed out some things that we talked about. I'll actually talk about them during the video too, about how to like improve this specific team. And I think that it's great to have that in contrast. So like my team is super cohesive here. And his team is like put together, could be cohesive, but he didn't quite get the moves right. So that kind of comparison, watching like the difference between those, is going to be really clutch. So he had Triage Comfy for a healer, but he doesn't know a lot about the Triage. So he had like Petal Blizzard on it, I think, and he has he didn't have like Draining Kiss, and Floral Healing he wasn't using for some reason. So he never really got a Triage off. But there's some really interesting stuff on this replay. And then the next replay that we have, hang on a sec. I'm just going to go to the next one and pause it. Alright, so the next one is you versus Mike, right? Zach?
Yes, this push talk is easy to use, my bad.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, so it's you versus Mike. I'm looking at it right now. The viewers can see the teams. You're bringing Rain. He has kind of a Hail team. Anything you want to talk about your teams? And like, because I watched it, but I didn't get to really like focus on it.
I apologize. What did you want to get about my team again?
Oh, man. Just in general, is there anything you wanted to talk about this match? Like how your teams were composed and like what was interesting about them?
Well, it looked like we, like I lacked Taunt on my team,
That seems to be a fucking common occurrence for you.
Yeah, it was kind of like, you know, this team was made on the fly, so like.
Oh, I understand. I was just saying, like, you seem to need to taunt users a lot. That might be something you're gonna be like looking at during the draft.
It was just that team in particular didn't have like a dedicated taunt user, so of course, you know, Mike capitalized on it.
Dude, the Mike versus Aris, like the brothers, if you don't have a taunt user, like, they've got something for you. Every team they make, you need a taunt user. Which is interesting about the team I'm showcasing today about myself. So Seismitoad, is that what he is?
Yes.
What's up with him?
He's got Swift Swim.
I mean, what type of layout you got on him?
He's water ground. He's got, you know, muddy water. He's got earth power, sludge wave.
That poison type.
Yeah.
Poison's super clutch against like fairies and shit lately.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So I was trying to stall for Steven to get to his footage. I think he's close to it. So we'll go back to dead air video.
So you know, about this battle royale later.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a battle royale at the end of the stream.
I know a lot of people don't know a lot of stuff about battle royale because it's kind of like uncharted territory. But I will say this: signature Z moves are broken.
Really?
Yes. So like, malicious moonsault, Alola Raichu's Z move, they're really good because they you know, like how Z moves, you know, they can break through protect a little.
Yeah.
The signature Z moves completely break through protect.
Really?
Yeah, it's sick.
Wait, is that for real like doubles too?
That I'm not sure about, but I know it is for this.
That's interesting. I'm gonna look that up.
It's gonna be fun.
Signature Z moves. I gotta look that up, man. Who's got your favorite signature Z move?
That's actually a tough one, honestly. Damn, like I want to say Alola Raichu, just because like auto paralyze is pretty cool.
Dude, Tapu Koko Z move is awesome.
It's so weak though. Like, I hate moves like that where it's like they take a specific percentage of HP.
What point does Nature's Madness really have? Is it just good for like breaking down a wall?
Yeah, basically. It's literally just Super Fang. It halves their HP, and then their Z move, it's like all it does is just, instead of halving it, it takes 75% of their total HP.
What do you think about this splintered storm shards that Lycanroc is getting?
I am very curious about it. I like the idea that it erases terrain. That's really cool.
Yeah.
We haven't had anything like that yet.
That'll be dope. Alright, well, you know what? I think we could probably start with your video, I guess. Since Zach's gonna Steven's gonna take a while to get to his setup.
Yeah, but I'm really excited for Mimikyu's supported Z move. I want to see what it does.
Yeah.
I like Mimikyu a lot. So
see, people were like, "We got all the info we were supposed to get." Not yet. You didn't. You didn't get the Mimikyu Z move. You didn't. You like see? They talked about Mimikyu having a new form. Anyway,
it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. I can't wait. It's only 5 days away to the new update we're supposed to get.
Oh, on the 7th.
It's on the 10th.
Oh, on the 10th. Damn.
And then after that, 7 more days later, the games are out, baby.
1 week before you get them, we'll tell you something cool about them. Words.
I cannot wait. It's like I'm looking forward more to those games than Christmas, than my birthday.
Yeah, I'm super excited because I think the main thing I'm super excited about is the start of Season 3. But the road to Season 3 is going to be a cool series, I guess. We're going to talk about different stuff every week. And this one is just like basic doubles cohesion with Season 3 Pokemon. So that's kind of what I want to lead our commentary about as well. Like when we're talking about the teams in the battle, like talk about like how they go, like certain Pokemon paired well together, and why they would be good as like drafted together.
That's fair. Okay.
All right. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go. We're off. We're starting with yours and Mike's, and it's looking like a pretty cool battle.
Yeah, this battle was like it was tedious in a good way because it was like for a while there it was kind of like a stalemate of like what was gonna drop first.
Yeah. So he leads with Intimidate, Arcanine, and Persian, who has Fake Out access. So this is kind of like a Fake Out Intimidate team as well as a Hail team, which is good. It's like a Sash Breaker team.
He's definitely got the stall aspect down for sure. This team can take some punches.
And then he withdraws the Arcanine to reset that Intimidate.
Then he changes my weather. This is one of the key aspects of the weather war. If you think your speed tie is gonna lose out to the opponent's weather, you can keep your weather in the back burner and then switch in to completely change their weather.
Or like in the event that we eventually get like say Charizard Y, you can transform like stall transform. So Protect is also a super clutch move in all of the doubles environment because like if you know a Pokemon's gonna get hit because everybody wants to take it out, like protect it, and then you might even end up with a free move for your other Pokemon. So Politoed and Manectric on a team together. The logic behind that? What, like Thunder Abuse or what?
Actually, the Lightning Rod support. I keep basic Manectric out in case he tries to target my rain user with an electric move, and then, because I saw no electric users on his squad, I was like, well, screw it. I'll just go into Mega right now then.
Yeah, and here comes the parting shot. It's like, hey, you a bitch. Goes back into Arcanine and sets that Intimidate up again.
Parting shot is such a good move in doubles, by the way. It's like it's U-turn, but like it just completely like wrecks the Pokemon, especially in tandem with Intimidate.
Yeah. Though that pivot, what you just saw is referred to as a pivot, where a Pokemon will come in, use a move, and then pivot to another Pokemon. And pivoting into Intimidate or pivoting into Weather, like it's super clutch in battles and doubles especially.
So, hey Ian, does this Klefki bring back memories?
Yeah, I saw this. So you go ahead and get that Prankster Rain Dance off. And then what's this Arcanine do? Oh, I guess Prankster Rain Dance, something people might not have seen earlier. Oh, there's your pivot but he protected it.
See, and that ruins my pivot too, so I can't even get out of there right now.
Yeah. He saw you coming, man. But Prankster lets status moves go first, and that includes weather. So he was able to set rain with Prankster's ability. So that's like 2 rain users technically on his team, and one of them is a counter weather user.
And the cool thing is that Klefki's a steel type, so the rain dance protected from, Arcanine's, fire moves.
Yeah. Super clutch. Volt Switch finally gets off on the Shuckle. Is Shuckle on the draft list?
Yes, he is.
Damn. That's funny. We're like, fuck it, put Shuckle on. So Prankster Reflect is also really clutch.
Dual screen support in general is just really, really clutch in doubles. Because it just makes your Pokemon, like, invincible.
Just eating hits. That's what we all wish Pokemon was like in general, where, like, I mean, Okos weren't a thing, like, at least your Pokemon got off, like, one move or some shit. But depending on the battle, like, your Z move didn't even take him out.
Yeah, I was trying to, like, Oko to Harambe before, like, the Trick Room went off. I could tell he was going for a Trick Room sweep here. And
yeah, with the Shuckle.
Yeah. And then Power Trick switched its attack and defense together, so...
Yeah.
This Shuckle is really strong right now.
What's Shuckle's typing?
Bug Rock.
Oh, stab Rock Slide with the fucking massive attack stat. A question: is that affected by like your EVs? So like, do you have to, if you're gonna use that move, do you have to invest your EVs into defense?
You can.
I'm saying if you invest them into attack and then it switches, does it switch your EVs too?
No way. No, your EVs are set in stone.
Well, I mean, this is a move that changes your stats.
Yeah, but not your EVs or your IVs.
Alright.
It's your actual stats.
Oh, word. He goes down to the fake out. He wasn't tough enough.
His defense was abysmal at that point because it swapped his attack and defense.
Yeah. What's up, bro? Oh, you killed that bull? Yeah. Also, he survived that Z move, which was really clutch for him. Harambe got to set that Trick Room. What do you have, like, Mach Punch, probably? Bullet Punch? Bit of both?
Not Hitmonchan, no. This is actually an Assault Vest Hitmonchan. Because it's just got Fake Out, it's got priority moves like Bullet Punch, and then it's got Drain Punch to recover back its HP.
That's pretty clutch.
With Iron Fist, all of its punch moves are like boosted, so...
Yeah. And Drain Punch is a really clutch move.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to use Choice Scarf, Pongoro, and I would use he had this one move that was a toss that always crits. So I would either use that or I would use Drain Punch and just like be able to heal him. Or knock off.
This Arcanine makes pretty much short work of Hitmonchan. His attack stat just keeps taking a pounding.
And that's a special attacking Arcanine, right?
Yep.
Damn, does nothing to that Mega Aggron. Mega Aggron's a tank, man. You're gonna want some fire to take care of that.
Yeah, and my Silvally flinched, so I couldn't even use its flamethrower.
Is that water Silvally?
Actually, flying type.
It's hard to tell.
Yep, that was the conundrum me and Jay had the first time I played him. Thinking it's water Silvally, I Earthquake to try and kill both Pokemon.
That's hilarious.
Yo, it was fucking... It was crazy. I was just like, no!
He mind tricked you. Will-O-Wisp goes off, man. That's a support pupper, man.
He's a loyal doggo. But look at this, man. This Aggron is setting up 2 curses. This Aggron is set up.
Dang. What's your answer to Aggron?
No, man. Gonna have to watch and find out here.
Oh, Ninetales comes in to change the weather again.
This gets old real quick.
It's super clutch though. When you see weather going down like that, because like you can notice when their weather user like survives a hit and is about to die. It's like, I'm gonna pull that back so that I can switch into it and it can get O-code but sets weather at least one more time. Another curse? Dang. Does he have a Trick Room user still? What do you call this team? Double Frogs? Super Froggy Bros? Pepe Squad? I like the Quaking Punch reference. Zach.
Absolutely.
For those of you that sorry.
No, go ahead. No,
I was gonna say, for those of you that don't know, Pokemon TCG, Seismitoad ruled the meta.
Ruled it with his quaking fist.
Oh, what, you wanted to use an item card? Nah. It was ostensibly like the Yada lock of Pokemon.
More like the Jinzo of Pokemon. It was a Jinzo. It locked you out of your staple cards.
Yeah, and it actually like basically killed items for the format.
Rare candy sucked.
Yeah, well, that was also because that was during the EX Mega EX era, because like everything was just so fast you couldn't beat an EX or an EX Mega deck without EXs, because everybody instantly is like OP as fuck.
Yep, I kind of miss when it was like that.
Nah, I hated that. I'm glad that they're back to like what are they at now? What's the new thing? Break?
They got GXs. They actually evolved them.
Yeah, so they're basically back to level X from the Sinnoh era.
Not necessarily, because level X. Remember, you had to have your basic, your stage 1, your stage 2, and your level X.
That's how they should have done Megas.
I don't know. That was too much work. Level X's are too much work.
I guess. So he goes for the Z move, Z parting shot, assumably.
Yep.
Which is super clutch.
I was salty about this, man, because his team is all tanky. So, guess he's coming back.
I'm getting healed. Oh, no way.
Yeah, man, I was like, man, I just dealt with this thing.
He heals up. That's crazy. Oh, the Will-O-Wisp spreads. See, this is a good exchange.
And now my Hitmonchan is just completely useless on the offensive front. Not hitting for anything.
Yeah. He's screwed. You gotta switch him out for fake out support later. And he knows that.
Yeah.
So free pot shot at whoever comes in. Yo, does Klefki have access to that dual protect or whatever?
Aurora Veil?
No, not Aurora Veil. Not Aurora Veil. Does it have access to Wide Guard?
I could look.
Prankster Wide Guard's pretty cool. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but Wide Guard
has priority regardless.
I'm saying, yeah, but it's good support since it's already doing support job. Because then you could freely switch under wide guard.
It does not have wide guard.
Ah, that sucks. Oh well.
It also doesn't have taunt, which is like the best support move in the game.
Oh wow. Prankster with non-taunt, but Murkrow has taunt, doesn't it?
Yes.
And that's on the wire.
It's also a dark type, so it can't be Prankster taunted itself.
That's hilarious. What do you play for this Battle Royale?
I don't know, man. It's gonna be fun. I think you should bring that Alolan Golem, man. That explosion, galvanized explosion, hit all three of them.
Just my trump card. Desua, Disu.
You know she's got to come out, right?
Who?
You already know, man. Who's
Dude.
your favorite lead Pokemon?
Dude, wait. Does wide guard work in multi-battle? You know, like if we were to do it in Battle Royale, I mean. Push to talk, Zach.
Yeah, you know I'm not used to this. I literally just keep talking. You have no idea. I literally keep talking on tangents and then realizing I never pressed the button.
Dude, I gotta be honest with you. It's probably good for the stream.
Man,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. But no, so this is just kind of like a showcase again of some teams you might be able to put together yourself on, yeah.
These are all the Pokemon that are on the draft list that have wide guard. We got Aerodactyl.
Okay, that's clutch.
Araquanid.
Ooh.
Beware.
Okay.
Conkeldurr.
Isn't it Clonkador?
No, it's. I don't know. Ask a professional, Conkle. I don't know. We got a Crabominable. We got Crustle. Alolan Golem has.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay. Gigalith has it.
Gigalith is clutch with it, probably.
Galizapod has it. Guzzlord. Hitmonlee has it.
Hitmonlee.
Yep. Machamp has it. Mr. Mime has it.
Ooh.
Parasect. Pelipper has it. That's really good. Wow. I'm surprised, like, Steven never brought wide guard Pelipper for, like, discharge.
See, that's the thing. Sometimes people don't friggin' think about it. You gotta really analyze your Pokemon. I'm hoping to see a lot of big things this year.
That would have been really broken versus me, like, especially with my Pikabolt.
Mm-hmm. And man, here comes this aggro again, just running trains. I gotta say, this is a great match.
Yeah, it's one of those matches where it's like, it's really stressful actually playing the match, but then like, you know what I mean? Like after the match is over, it's like, wow, that was intense.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I actually like. There's some. Our match, the next match is kind of short, but there's some really good strategic exchanges.
I had to steal your name for that. I had to steal your name, by the way, for Denko Seka.
Yeah, that's a great name. Who'd you put it on?
Manectric. Because it was a female Manectric, and I was like, she's Thunder type.
Yeah. That's a great name, dude.
Yeah. Playing right now. I mean, I definitely can say I see some faults of this team. Seismitoad definitely lacks the power that Kingdra has, you know, as far as like actual raw power.
True, especially like Assault Vest, Swift Swim, Kingdra.
Yeah, so it can. I'm not too sure how I feel about it, if I would draft it or not. I will say though, Seismitoad has some great support moves like Stealth Rock, and it has another really good ability, Water Absorb. So it's like it can perform many different roles, which is really attractive. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see.
So yeah, looking back on the match you just watched again, like what would you say were some flaws on your team and possibly Mike's?
Not having taunt.
Not having taunt, word. And it sucks that does Hitmonchan have access to taunt? I bet Seismitoad does.
Possibly.
Taunt. Smogon. So what about on Mike's team? What do you think he could have used better? Maybe like Axe the Shuckle. I know it did. It kind of went off, but it didn't end up being able to survive long enough.
I think he just did it too early, honestly. I think that's something you really want to save until like the very end.
True. There's a lot of users that get taunt on the draft list, so I'm gonna list those off. We got is Alakazam on the list?
Yeah, we were gonna save him for mid-season.
Word. Ambipom gets it.
Ambipom's not on the list either.
Is Archahops? Bannet. Bannet gets it.
Yes. Let me pull up the list.
Beware gets it. Bruxus gets it, obviously. Chandelure gets it, which is dope. I'm pretty sure Chandelure is on the list. Is Chimecho on the list? That's a good support Pokemon.
No, he's not. Crobat's a really, really good taunt user though, because it has so much speed that it's going to outspeed anything in taunted. So yeah, not even Ninetales can. Really
outside of Priority Mon. Oh, right. Check this out. So Steven had been making his team, and he couldn't play me online, and he couldn't figure out why. And it turns out he was like, and then he tried to breed his team because he got them power saved, so he tried to breed them and just use the babies. And he was like, I don't understand why this Vulpix keeps hatching as a Alolan Vulpix. I was like, dude, because Alolan Vulpixes are the only thing that can be born in Alola. Like, you can't make a Kanto Ninetales or Vulpix in Alola, bro. So, like, the game was seeing that he had received a Kanto Ninetales from the couple in Alola, and so it was, like, checking him.
That's hilarious.
I was like, you can't do it. But anyway, we did the battle actually in person, so it ended up being clutch. We did 2, and the second one was a much better example of like kind of what I wanted to display.
Yeah, I think though, if he didn't bring as many grass types, he would have did a lot better. Like, I don't know, maybe instead of Roserade, he brought like honestly, like, the main problem it looks is that his team really couldn't abuse you know, his actual weather, like fire.
Yeah. Oops. Messed that up.
I think maybe something like Talonflame would have been really good for him, or like you know, anything that was like a really good Firemon.
Talonflame would have been really good on there, especially with Priority Tailwind.
Yeah.
Definitely a clutch Pokemon to have.
But what are some other good Sun Abusers?
Sun Abusers? Torkoal, obviously.
No, I mean like Pokemon that actually abuse the weather, you know, for Sun.
Oh, Chlorophyll Pokemon obviously are big for that, but grass, so lots of grass types get to use it. Pokemon that have like solar power, so lots of Firemon.
Amazing use.
What'd you say?
It's a Mega Camerupt, amazing use.
Oh yeah, definitely. So it also cuts down on water types. So if you're like afraid of water types taking you out, you know what I mean?
That's another thing. He didn't bring a Mega Pokemon.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that too. Like he didn't bring a Mega on this squad. This was really just kind of a rush job, I guess, on his part. But like,
that's fair.
It had the basic bones of what we kind of wanted to talk about. And there's some things that he actually did in our first battle that you don't get to see here because they just don't happen. But I'll talk about them when we get there. So like I brought, like we were talking about earlier, I brought the Dancer Squad, man. Like every single Pokemon except for Salazazel on this team all have a dance move.
Yeah, that's really clutch. I'm really excited to see what you pull off in season 3, honestly, because like, I mean, really, all we've really seen from you in exhibitions so far is just what you've really been playing in season 2. So.
Yeah, well, this is technically still my season 2 team, but it is tailor made for season 3. It's off the draft list. Everything on this team is on the draft list. And Salazazel's on the wire, so like this is just something you might be able to put together.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How are you gonna feel if Intimidate Incineroar gets released in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and
somebody else has it?
Somebody drafts it before you get to.
I'm gonna feel like I felt in season 2 when Steven had Vaporeon and was like flaunting it. And like then I made a bunch of bad trade decisions to get Vaporeon, which ended up ultimately like
decisions were made.
which ultimately ended up having a detriment to my overall team cohesion, leading to actually probably him feeding me by 2 points and me not legitimately making finals or playoffs. So yeah, if you want to weaken me, to draft Incineroar before I get to it, and we can be in trade negotiations.
I will just say this: if Intimidate Incineroar is available, and you have it, I guarantee you can go to Ian and be like, "Yo, I want this. You want Incineroar?" And he's like, "I gotta do it."
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. But so I'm actually just gonna go ahead and get this one started. You ready?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right, I've got a lot to talk about on this match. On the count of 3, bro. 1, 2, 3, go. We're off. It kind of just kicks right into it, and that's because I was trying to make sure that I matched it up with this song I was playing for the replay. But you guys don't get to hear that song, but in the replays, if you just go watch the raw footage, there's some dope music. Anyway, Saucebuck comes out, and there's a couple things I want to talk about this Saucebuck. So it's not Chlorophyll, it's Sap Sipper, which was a bad move on this team. He should have used the Chlorophyll user. And then, again, I get the taunt off on this Tirage. I get the fake out with Incineroar. And this is a great reason I did this. Like, I never did Swords Dance Incineroar. I never thought about it because I was always liking him with, like, Assault Vest and stuff. But I was like, dude, put leftovers on him and send him out first. He gets the fake out, and then you're thinking I'm either going to switch him or just do, like, another fighting move. Nah, Swords Dance. He gets a +2. Oricorio gets to copy it. And then I can baton pass that to any other fighter on my team. A super clutch baton pass on this team that I didn't really get to use is Oricorio Swords Dance baton pass into Bruxish to like stop like priority moves and also have that Aqua Jet Swords Dance boost.
Yeah. And I see like you like completely just canceled his terrain too.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. He had Grassy Seeds on this Saucebuck, which let's say in the first battle, what he did was he led Roserade and Ninetales, and then had Roserade use Grassy Terrain, and then he switched into Saucebuck. So Saucebuck was able to pop Grassy Seeds, get the defense boost, but it wasn't Chlorophyll Saucebuck, so it didn't get the speed boost.
Yeah. And now this Swords Dance Incineroar is just going to tear apart his grass types.
Yeah, so I get that Oko on that Roserade there, and I actually forget to go Mega with my Heracross. But I baton pass Swords Dance to him here, so he's a deadly threat.
It happens, and especially when you like made a decision, you go back and change that decision, and then you forget the Mega.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is actually what happened.
It happens to me so many times.
So he's got Slap Sipper to like basically benefit from Petal Blizzard, which was a bad move to have on Comfy in general.
I mean, it's literally just to get the Sap Sipper boost.
Yeah, and like he doesn't get stab on it, and he doesn't, does he? He's not grass, is he?
He is not.
Yeah, so no, he doesn't get stab on it, and he has better priority healing moves. He doesn't get to abuse Triage with Petal Blizzard. Flare Blitz goes and just fucking mops. Let's receive.
That's another thing that confuses me. Why didn't he just bring Chlorophyll Saucebug?
That's what I've been talking about that this entire stream. Basically, that's what we talked about. So again, this was like his rough draft. So I talked about giving, bring Chlorophyll, Saucebuck, and a couple other things to tweak his team. I'll summarize that at the end of the match, though. In this smoosh, it doesn't get to go off, but this is a substitute Cradley, which he did get off in our first match, and then I had Mega Heracross baton passed into, and I just like blasted it away.
He must have been really upset.
He was like, oh. He tries to floral heal a Pokemon that has full health. Wastes his move because he switched into a full health Pokemon. And then
I guess he thought it would try to heal himself.
Yeah, that's what Draining Kiss is for. We talked about that. He wasn't aware of Draining Kiss though either. So this is why you got to do your research on that one.
And I hear you. Comfey was my baby last season, man. That girl puts in work. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Comfey is a really clutch Pokemon.
Yeah, you know, like in like My Hero, how like you have like the nurse chick in the infirmary. That's what Comfey is. She's that chick in the infirmary when Deku uses any percent of his power.
Yeah. And then so he sets this, and I had some moves. I was like, I gotta get Incineroar out of here to stop this fake out from Shiftry, and he calls this Leaf Blade on Bruxus, kills Bruxus and an Oko with the chlorophyll. God, what's that Pokemon's name? I can't think of it off the top of my head all of a sudden. Shiftry, yeah. And then Flamethrower Oko's my weakened Heracross. We actually did this earlier, and it does eat one Flamethrower, but it couldn't get the second one. So I'm like, all right.
Did it eat Sun boosted Flamethrower?
Yeah, in the first game it did, yeah, but it had full health. So he gets off a Leaf Blade on Ribombee, and then Ribombee gets to do the Quiver Dance. And I think that with Quiver Dance, she might have been able to survive this, but because of the Leaf Blade damage, she doesn't survive what Ninetales does. But Oricorio gets to do a Quiver Dance too.
So the question is, do you get Oricorio again next season?
Oh, it's so hard to pass him up, and I don't know if I want to go with that again. The Quiver Dance boosted Revelation Dance does not kill his Ninetales.
You definitely don't want to be considered a one-trick pony.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like... And I didn't get to actually use the Ribombee Quiver Dance strategy last season, even though it was so clutch.
I mean, I think you used it a good bit, actually.
I didn't...
I was about to say until you got Volcarona.
Yeah. So I get the baton pass... Sorry, I was going to go for double fake out originally, so I baton passed into Salazazel, so like I get the fake out with Incineroar, the next turn I get another fake out with Salazazel, but this Flamethrower does a critical hit and does enough damage for me to be like, I don't have time to fake out. And I'm like,
Which I think, honestly, you made the better call here.
Yeah, because I've Quiver boosted to Salazazel, so he's actually faster than Chlorophyll Shiftry, and I get him with a Z Poison. Boosted by the Quiver Dance too. Acid Downpour comes in, fucking does work. Shiftry, no! Oh, poison everywhere. I'm dead. Nyoi Tengu goes down. And then he used Extra Sensory, and I was really surprised I survived this. I was like, oh shit.
Probably because of that special defense boost.
Yeah, I told him he should have used Flamethrower. His Flamethrower would have killed me. And Darkest Lariat finally finishes off his Sun team. But what's clutch about this, like if you want to talk about the team, so there is some things that my team could benefit from, like Intimidate Incineroar. If he gets his Intimidate ability, he's even more clutch, and then I could have him use like U-turn to pivot as well. So Oricorio is the main pivot on this team, but I also switch out Salazazel and Incineroar for their fake out support, and if Incineroar had Intimidate, that would just be so clutch. And then, like I said earlier, Oricorio's Dancer is to pass the Swords Dance to either to any of Incineroar, Bruxish, or Heracross. So I can just baton pass a free Swords Dance to any of my attackers. If I do it to Bruxish, Dazzling like stops them from being able to do priority moves, and I get Aqua Jet with a boosted Swords Dance. If I do it to Heracross, obviously he's deadly, and Incineroar is just fucking nuts. He could benefit from Chlorophyll Sawsbuck though, and obviously just fixing the moves on Comfey there. Roserade could probably get replaced. Or Cradley, what do you think? Cradley doesn't really have a purpose on this team. Zach.
Fucking push to talk.
Ah.
Cradilli serves a really good purpose on his team because this has Storm Drain. So, if he fights against, his weakness, Rain, or he fights against any water Pokemon, he can protect his Ninetales with Water Absorb Cradilli.
Oh, or Storm Drain, rather.
Storm Drain, yeah. Also, he can support his team with Stealth Rock if he wanted to and all that.
Yeah, so really what, like replace Roserade maybe?
Yeah, Roserade really wasn't necessary at all. Like, I mean, the Sap Sipper, I get what he was trying to do with Sap Sipper, Grassy Terrain, and Petal Blizzard, but at the same time,
yeah,
it seemed super unnecessary.
The event that you would use Sap Sipper Sawsbuck would be on like a Rain team.
Yeah.
So you could switch into those clutch like Z moves. Imagine you're like, oh, this Pokemon, or even a Santin team. You know what I mean? This Pokemon's gonna use Z Grass on your Boldor or whatever, and you switch into Sawsbuck, and he just eats the Z Grass.
Right.
So those are kind of options where you would use Sawsbuck, but not on a Sun team really, without Chlorophyll. So like really replace, fix the Comfey, get Chlorophyll, Sawsbuck, replace the Roserade, and then probably replace Shiftry. I mean, he was alright though. He has Taunt Access, Chlorophyll. Yeah, keep Shiftry.
Yeah, Shiftry was clutch. Shiftry gets working.
Another thing to note about this team that he put together, it lacks a Mega, so he doesn't have a Mega on this team. I also didn't see his Z move. I'm not quite sure if he just didn't get it off or what, but he didn't have a Z move. So this is just a really basic rough draft team that he put together.
If I had a recommendation to make,
yeah,
I'd say probably make a camera up would be really good.
Oh yeah.
The sun boosted sheer force heat waves. That's gonna do some serious damage.
Yeah, and those are some options for you guys on the draft list for season 2. Like, got some real cool shit for you to put together. Like, I know it's my team, but I'm a personal fan of the Dancer team because it's like a meta type that didn't exist before Gen 7. Like it was,
Right.
Baton Pass team was yes, but Swords Dancer team is on another level. And actually, I had taken him off of this team, but I also, in place of Bruxish, I had used Dragonite, which gets Dragon Dance access, which is an even deadlier pass to Heracross.
Right.
Because he gets that speed boost, you know? So there's like a lot of options with the Dancer squad that you can do. And he can support both special attack and defense. And he can support speed and he can support attack. Like, there's so many things he can do. And even cooler, like, let's say you have Volcarona. I don't think he's on the draft quite yet because he's a pretty big Pokemon. But, like, let's say you do have Volcarona. Volcarona has access to Fiery Dance. Fiery Dance is an attack that like pretty often increases your special attack but also does damage. And then Oricorio copies Fiery Dance and then also does her own Revelation Dance.
Yep.
So like dancing teams are super cool. Oh shit. I dropped my shit.